I'm Nick Grove at the Morningstar SMSF conference for 2015, and I'm joined by renowned global investor Kerr Neilson. Kerr, what is the Platinum International Fund investing in at the moment in terms of regions and sectors? Just briefly.
Well, the big thrust we've had is towards Asia. So we're now about 45% in Asia. So that's the whole of Asia, including Japan. Japan's about 9%. The rest is China and India. Those are our big exposures. And it's all about reform. So these parts of the world are changing dramatically. And we think they're completely underrepresented in global markets.
And just secondly, Kerr, you spoke in your presentation about opportunities in the global tech sector. Where are you seeing those kind of opportunities?
Well, we're trying to approach it in two ways. One is to own the traditional tech companies, which everyone's lost interest in now, and they're selling at less than the market average, things like Cisco and what have you. And there's transient issues there that are worrying people, and we think they're wrong. And then we're also playing a hard game in these internet players. So, we've played things like LinkedIn, and we've sold that, and it's a much harder game because the valuations are high, but equally the opportunities now are global. So we've not seen companies that can scale up within a year from being provincial to being the whole world. And that's what's exciting about them. But they're not easy to assess. And there's always competitive changes there. And so the competitor's response is the hard thing to read, because you can't fall back on history. You've got to look at what's there now.
And just finally, Kerr, what's the most important thing that Australian investors should keep in the front of their minds when it comes to international investing?
The value of the Aussie. And we think it's still very high. So most people look at the Australian dollar in terms of the bilateral rate with the US. But if you look at the deterioration in our terms of trade, the trade-weighted Aussie is down only about 16%, 18% max. It should be a lot cheaper than it is. And so I think they should have a lot of thought about having more money offshore. Typically, self-managed super is about 8% offshore. We can't see why it shouldn't be 40% offshore.
Kerr, thanks very much for your time today.
Thanks very much.
I'm Nick Grove at the Morningstar SMSF conference in 2015.